Hi, I'm Don Wiley, and this is my 100th construction update video. Thank you tonight for joining me on this. I hope you enjoy it. The title of today's video is Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. In this video, we're going to take a look at what the villages looked like 4 years ago when I started making them, what it looks like today, and what's coming in the future for the villages. It's an amazing community, and I'm sure those of you that live here would agree. When I first realized this 100th video was coming up, I thought, what a great time to have a celebration and a little bit of a party, but nature didn't see it that way. Just recently, my oldest son, David, was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. You can imagine the impact this has had on my family. I got to thinking about this video, and I thought, what a great way to raise some money for these worthy charities. So tonight, we're having a fundraiser at Evans Prairie. If you can be there and you're there live, thank you so much for coming. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. All the money we raise is going to the National Brain Tumor Society and the American Cancer Society. As this travesty has hit my family, I've come to realize not a single person I know isn't affected by this hideous disease. Maybe it's themselves, their loved ones, their friends, their family. It affects us all. So tonight, what I'd like to ask of you is donate $1 towards these charities. That's all, just $1. My videos normally get 15,000 to 20,000 views. If every one of you will donate just $1 today, as you watch this video, that can make a significant difference. And I greatly appreciate it, and I thank you for your donations. If you can donate more, all the better. We may not find a cure for this disease today, or tomorrow, or maybe in our lifetime. But someday we will, and when it's found, it will change all of humanity. And you can say, I was a part of that. So please make a donation to these charities. There's 2 GoFundMe pages set up. One for the National Brain Tumor Society, one for the American Cancer Society. Give to one, give to the other, give to both, whatever. Just give. We can make a difference. If you're watching it live here at Evans Prairie, please make another donation. Buy some more raffle tickets. You might win a good prize. I want to take just a minute to thank my sponsors. They've all been wonderful. They've all been very generous in their donations to help fund this event. And I thank them once again. As you watch this video, you're going to see a bunch of icons come up on the side of the screen. These are my sponsors, my benefactors, who've helped make this event possible. Thank you once again. Now, let's get on with the video. Let's start this video out with a look at what I think is probably one of the prettiest areas in all of the villages. This is the village of Marsh Bend, and this is the Hogeye Sink Preserve that we're flying over. It's an absolutely gorgeous natural area. It didn't always look like this. Back in January of 2018, up in the upper left corner, you can see where it was under construction. It's hard to believe it looks like what it does today. Marsh Bend Trail, as you wind through the oaks by the Pitch and Putt, is one of the prettiest areas I know of to drive in the villages. Nearly all of the major trees that existed when this was just cow pasture still exist. The villages went through great efforts to preserve these trees. Don't worry if you missed the GoFundMe links, they'll appear several more times during this video. At the top of the screen is the village of St. John's. We'll get to that in a little while here in the video. This is the Water Lily Recreation Center. In July of 2017, this is what the village of Fenney looked like. Not a lot of houses, lots of construction going on. This is Spanish Moss Way in the village of Fenney. Again, not a whole lot here at this time. Today, things look a lot different in the village of Fenney. The landscaping has grown in and started to mature, and all the houses are built. As you can see, here's Spanish Moss Way once again, and wow, what a difference. You'll also find the links for the GoFundMe page in the description of this video on YouTube, and in the upper right hand corner, if you move your mouse over the screen, you'll see a little exclamation point. Click on that and there's links to GoFundMe. This is coming from County Route 501 towards the Longleaf and Loblolly Starter Shack in the village of McClure. Up in the upper left, this is what it looked like in January of 2018. Big difference. In the lower left, you see a series of logos for the various companies and businesses that donated either as sponsors and or benefactors for the fundraiser. I can't thank them all enough. They've been very generous. They've been very helpful in bringing this together. I just hope we raise a lot of money for the American Cancer Society and the National Brain Tumor Society. So far, at the time of recording this video, we've raised over $8,000 in donations and sponsorships for the American Cancer Society and the National Brain Tumor Society. The Brownwood Hotel and Spa and the Center for Advanced Healthcare were started in early 2018. The lower right is what it looked like in October of 2018, and obviously this is what it looks like today. If you haven't had a chance to go into either or both of these buildings, you have missed a treat. These are absolutely gorgeous on the inside, and of course the service is just like everything else we see here in the villages, top notch. I've got some pictures of the insides here in just a second. These first few shots are the entrance area to the Center for Advanced Healthcare. Next up are pictures of the hotel lobby area. It's absolutely beautiful inside here. This is the village of Linden. Back in January of 2018, it didn't look like much, and a lot of people were scratching their head as to trying to figure out what they were doing. Little did we know that there would be this moat around Linden Isle. The Riverbend Recreation Center area is one of the largest in the villages. Here again we see where the villages, during their construction, maintained all the mature oak trees that were in this area. Again, there weren't many. This was all pasture land at one time. The only animals here at the time were rattlesnakes and cattle. Amazingly, alligators have been reported in each of these ponds. I'm not sure how they got there. The final months of summer in 2018 saw work starting on the lofts. This is what it looked like in November of 2018. A lot of ground clearing had occurred. This is the lofts as it looks today. The surprising thing is, a vast majority of the residents here used to own homes in the villages. They've opted to sell their homes, move into an apartment, and enjoy a more maintenance-free lifestyle. If you haven't taken the time to look at these apartments, you really should. It will change your opinion about apartments. Once again, I'm going to ask to please donate to our charities. Even if it's only $1, every little bit helps. You'll find links in the YouTube description and in the upper right-hand corner of the video. This is Shooter's World in July of 2018. Something to notice, this is tilt wall construction. This is exactly the same type of construction going in at Thai Villas. And here it is today. If you haven't been in this place, it's amazing. It's got a fabulous store in the front, as well as the shooting ranges. This is Magnolia Plaza today, a very busy place. I will admit, I was wrong when I made some comments on a previous video that this was taking too long to build. If you build it, they will come is not a successful business plan. Maybe great for the movies, but when you're doing businesses, you gotta have the customers first before you put in the businesses, or the businesses go out of business. Here's the all-important golf cart store. Because of supply chain problems, I've been hearing of people having to wait 6 months for a golf cart. It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Also coming to Magnolia Plaza is 7-Eleven. It's either in this lot or the one right next to it. I'm not exactly sure, but it's one of these two. This is the Omni building. It's another multi-tenant retail establishment. It looks to have 8 cells that can be rented out individually or in multiples. This is pretty standard for retail construction these days. To the right of the Omni building, in this lot, will be the new McDonald's. Not sure when it's going to start, but the plans have been filed and permitted. This is the area north of the village of DeLuna and just south of US 301. You can see the road starting to be built. They've laid in the road beds for the residential streets. You can see some of the lots have been outlined. Just to the north of this little pond is where the recreation area is scheduled to be. This area appears to be third in line for development. First up is going to be the second phase of Hawkins, then the village of St. John's, and then this area, and then probably after that, the village of Richmond. Most of the retention ponds are built, and the underground water utilities are going in. Here you can see the future Marsh Bend Trail curving up and to the right up to US 301. If you look carefully, you can see cars on US 301. These power lines are the same ones that cut through Marsh Bend and the village of Chitty Chatty. We'll rotate around and head back towards the village of DeLuna. You see all the icons here in the lower left corner. If you visit one of these establishments, please take the time to thank them for their contribution. Without them, much of this event would not be possible. The developer does a wonderful job of building homes in these neighborhoods, but it's the people who buy the homes that make the communities. I'd like to show you a picture of my community, my friends, my family. These are pictures of a typical gathering in our neighborhood. It's not unique to Ventura Villas. This happens dozens of times over every month in every community here in the villages, and this is what makes it special. It's the people. We'll fly a little farther south to the Water Lily Bridge. This bridge was instrumental in completing the connectivity that was needed between the two halves of the villages. It's now a vital link. This is the village of Hammock at Fenney. It's next to the Red Fox and Gray Fox golf courses. Homes here are selling quickly, as are the lots. Looking at the village's website, all the lots in Hammock at Fenney that are for custom-built homes are all sold. The only place I can find them is in the new section of Hawkins. Don't sell the spec homes short, though. They're doing a lot of great things with those. You can even get a 4-car garage in a spec home. Pretty much unheard of a few years ago. The northern section of Hammock at Fenney is getting a whole lot of villa homes. Here at the intersection of Warm Springs Avenue and US 301, 2 commercial buildings are underway. There's no word yet as to what kind of businesses will be in these 2 new buildings. Here's a quick look at all 3 of the bridges that make up the connectivity between the north and south sections of the villages. These bridges have become iconic and synonymous with the villages. Will these be the last that we see of this design? My guess is probably not. I think there's a few more to come. Next up is a series of flights that will take us from Brownwood all the way down to the village of Newell. It's actually several flights, all stitched together. This is Brownwood in the emergency department. We'll rotate around and then we'll head south. One comment I hear and read frequently is that I'm somehow being compensated by the villages for my work doing these videos. Let me tell you, that's not true. My background is 20 years in construction project management. I've seen good projects and I've seen bad projects. I have a lot of respect for the villages. They do incredible work. Managing a project of this magnitude and size is unbelievable. And to be able to do it as flawlessly as they do, they garner a lot of respect. Are they perfect? No. I disagree with a few things they've done, and I've made mention of it. But that doesn't diminish the fact that they are very, very good at what they do. I take my hat off to them. This is the location of the Okahumpka Rec Center going in. My videos and comments have created friction on many occasions between the developer and I. None of this, however, changes the fact that I love the community I live in, and I have a lot of respect for what they're doing here. This is the village of St. John's. It goes all the way down to Warm Springs Avenue. A common misconception I hear is that the Villages is building more homes than ever before. Well, if you look at the numbers, they have built about the same number of homes every year for the last 20 years, between 2,500 and 3,500 homes. There were 2 years, 2005 and 6, where they built over 4,000, but they're back down to the 2,500 to 3,500 homes. The difference is we're passing through the areas under construction. Previously, you would pass through the areas that are already built and not see what was being built beyond that. Coming up is the Village of St. John's Pool and Postal Station. This is going along very quickly. This picture is already way out of date. That means this area will quickly have homes being built. This is Warm Springs Avenue in the Village of Hawkins at the top of the screen. This is Megason Road on the south side of Warm Springs Avenue. That is not a sewage treatment plant. That is actually wells with a 1,000,000-gallon holding tank. This is the newest section of the Village of Hawkins, and you can see they've started building homes here now. Once again, I'll ask you, please make a donation, no matter how big or small you can afford, to the American Cancer Society and the National Brain Tumor Society that this fundraiser is trying to support. We're coming up now on the Southern Oaks Championship Golf Course that's nearly ready. There's been no word yet on when the golf course is going to open. Coming up is something I noticed while flying. You'll see the big crane here. This is more of the tilt wall homes, just like is going in Thai villas. Here's a close-up look of what this looks like. These are the slabs on the trailers being brought in plate. This is the foundation. And this is what they look like assembled. And this monster crane is what has to lift them in place. Here's the web addresses again for the GoFundMe pages, so you can make your contribution. Let's head over and look at the Southern Oaks bridges that are under construction. As you can see, pilings are still going in. I don't know what this bridge is going to look like, but I'm looking for the plans, and I'm going to try and find out what it looks like and show you before anybody else can. I'm going to swing around and we'll take another look at some more of the golf course, and we'll do a quick look at Sawgrass Grove. The Eazell Recreation Center is nearing completion and should be opening soon. Of course, no word has been given yet on when it will open, but it will be a big deal for this area. Here's a quick look at the Village of Case and Hammock. These homes are going up like crazy. This is the southern end of the Southern Oaks Golf Course. And this is more of Citrus Grove. Coming up is the Homestead Recreation Center. Just beyond the Homestead Recreation Center is several hundred acres of wetlands and preserve that'll never be developed. This is the Village of Newell in the West Lake section of the Villages. This is in Lake County. We're following Megason Road. This actually continues all the way down to US 470, about 4 miles in total from the county line. This section of the Villages appears to be about 2 months behind the Richmond section just south of Brownwood. Please make a donation to one of the 2 charities we're supporting. Even $1 will help make a difference. This is the area south of Monarch Grove. The roadbed you're looking at here goes all the way down to the Southern Oaks Bridge on its south side. There was a flurry of activity here a couple of weeks ago, but it seems to have died down a little bit. Not sure what's happening, but I know they have a plan. Up ahead is where an executive course and a pitch and putt will be going in. The permitting process for this area and much of the land between here and Middleton is well underway. Please be sure to support our sponsors and benefactors whose icons you see here on the screen. And when you go to see them, thank them for supporting us. We're coming up on the Southern Oaks Bridge again. This is the south side of the bridge. At some point, they're going to have to bring down the existing Bailey Bridge because it's in the way of the location where the two new spans are being built. This area is where a significant portion of the next decade's construction will start to happen. Off in the distance here is where Eastport will be. 2 championship golf courses are scheduled to be built here, an 18-hole and a 27-hole. There also appears to be plans for several other executive courses in this area. It'll be interesting to see what other plans unfold as they continue to build in this area. This is the Eastport location. County Route 501 is right behind me. Not a lot's happening here, but there will be soon. Eastport, with all its parts, will probably be one of the largest single-site construction projects that the Villages has undertaken. This area will be a combination of shopping, recreation, golf, and hotel, all in one area. Up ahead, you can see that clearing has already started along County Route 501. There's still very little being said yet about this area, but I'm sure within the next year we'll hear quite a bit of information from the developer. We're looking north right now, but I'm going to turn around and we're going to take a look at County Route 470. You can see Case and Hammock and Citrus Grove at the top of the screen. As I continue to turn, this is once again the Eastport area. Work should begin soon on the realignment of County Route 470 and calling it Central Parkway. You can see the roadbed south of County Route 470 in the upper left corner. This is Central Parkway, south of County Route 470, on its way to Middleton. You can see pipes are already being laid in for the utilities. This area is hugely important. The schools here in the Villages, the charter schools, started in 2000 with 341 students. In 2019, they had reached their capacity of 3,320 students. Work is getting ready to start on the schools. In the middle of the screen, you can see the construction trailers that have been set up. The next 18 months should be amazing to watch. These charter schools are some of the best in the state, and they represent one of the single most important benefits that they offer the employees, both directly and indirectly, in the construction, retail, and professional areas of the Villages. McDaniel Road is on the left, and on the right is Central Parkway. The Middleton area will also represent a very large single-site construction project area for the Villages. They have their hands full in the next couple of years. Up ahead, Central Parkway will rejoin the original County Route 470 path. As we rotate around again to the east, the area on the left is part of the large Gibson wastewater treatment plant. This is where wastewater goes. The other locations that we've seen, and I'll show you another one in just a minute, are all well water and holding tanks for that water. Coming up is the main facility for the Gibson wastewater treatment plant. You'll see one tank is already built, and there are several other large circular structures in the main building under construction right now. I'm not going to pretend to know what's going to happen in this facility. I don't really understand it. One of the things I'll speculate on, though, is that this facility won't be visible from Central Parkway. As we come up on the County Route 501-470 interchange, I'll ask you once again, please make a donation. No matter how small, it's always appreciated. Here's a new area. In the upper left corner is the Gibson water treatment plant. This is the wells. The line of shrubbery is the county line. And this area here, looking towards the turnpike, is the large triangular section will make up where the new medical facility is located. This is all in Lake County. And according to Commissioner Search, this is a win-win that Lake County gets all this medical facility and we get nothing in Sumter County. I don't understand it. I don't get his logic. I'll show you the links to GoFundMe for the two charities several times here. Please use them or use the link in the description or the link in the upper right-hand corner to make a donation. Here's something new that just came up. Can you tell what location this is? Most people can't. Let me back up a little bit. You know what's going in this place? That's right, McDonald's. Right there across from the Grand Traverse, Publix, and Brownwood. This is right in front of the Spar Building and Farm Supply Store, one of our benefactors for this event. There's still a lot more going on, but time on the video is starting to get a little long, so we're going to call it quits for now. Here's a list of our sponsors and our benefactors. Please be sure to utilize them and thank them for their contributions. I hope you've enjoyed this 100th video. I know I've enjoyed putting it together for you, as well as the previous 100 videos. Hopefully, there are many more to come. Thanks again for watching. I'm Don Wiley.